All right. Hello, everyone. This is Darcinovia here. I didn't think I'd do another War on Nerds so soon, but, well, shit happens. Zack Snyder did a freaking mic drop, which was hilarious. And the damage control that the Fandom menace is doing right now is like, I can't help but laugh my ass off. I mean, these people were sucking Zack Snyder's dick so damn hard. I mean, and now they're like finding various different ways to damage control for the comets. Zack Snyder in like 40 seconds managed to do a mic drop. And in a way has exposed just how racist the Fandom Menace truly is. I know saying that the Fandom Menace is racist is like, okay, Darcinovia, we know they're racist. For those of you who already know this, because they've shown it time and time again. And those of you who are still skeptical of the Fandom Menace, not being racist or whatever, there's got to be a problem at this point. In fact, there is evidence that they're racist. I mean, when you're like advocating for like killing freaking Chinese people, that is disgusting. And I'm just gonna, I have a clip. I have it on. I'll just have to go to Twitter to actually get the clip, but I'll show you so I can prove that I'm not just talking out of my ass. And considering what happened with the latest shooting, something really disgusting, and I don't understand why he's still allowed to even have a Twitter platform. I don't understand why Twitter allows someone like that, to still be able to post what they do. So I'm just going to show you a screen cap. And it's really disgusting when he named his Twitter Evan V. Skyver after a mass fucking shooting, happening. As you, anyone who's lived under, unless you're living under a rock, we had a mass shooting recently with Asian, victims. And look what this motherfucker, put in his Twitter. Yes, this is real. The real victim here. Oh, and with Rose Tico. Now, regardless what your personal feelings on Rose Tico, it's pretty fucked up, honestly, just to do something like that after people have been murdered. If this isn't racist, I don't know what is. I don't know what will convince people that Evan V. Skyver is not some white supremacist. Because he is a white supremacist. There's no denying that. There's evidence of him being a literal neo-Nazi. And here's the clip that I really hope to God this doesn't get me banned. Hold on. First, okay. I'm going to warn my audience here. What you're about to hear is disturbing. You're not going to believe that a real human being actually said this. Of course, first I got to, get the audio up so you guys can actually hear what's being said. Because the last thing, I want is people say, hey, Darcinovia, I can't hear the audio. What the fuck? So I'm just going to show you the clip. Not actually tell you. I'm going to show you. You could easily find this out. It's not that difficult to find. This is it. This is the Twitter. This will disgust you. If you have any, moral values whatsoever. If you're part of the Fandom Menace and if you're not disgusted by this, then you're a piece of shit and a racist. And yeah, I will say that young Ripa who's in this clip is a racist for actually, listening to it and not actually saying anything. So actions speak louder than words, which something that these people don't believe. Let's play the clip.
Stop you from killing Chinese people. And to me, no, he'll never stop me from killing Chinese people ever. I don't care how many movies he makes.
We haven't killed enough.
Give me a Tommy gun and line them up against the wall, as the great Stan Lee once said.
Hashtag nuke China, right?
That's right. Okay.
All right. Considering the context of what happened recently, that is racist. That is racist. Honestly, what these people saying and joking about it, that is racist. And anyone who's on there is a racist who actually doesn't actually say anything. Especially at a time where we had a mass shooting of Asian people. And the very fact that these people, I wouldn't be surprised if they can't tell the difference between, a Korean, a Vietnamese, a Chinese or Japanese. They probably think they all look the same, because that's exactly how white chauvinism, works. It's disgusting. It really is disgusting. And the fact that you have people like that are allowed to stay on YouTube, who violate YouTube's terms of service. This is a violation. Yet Jim Sterling, has issues. Cult of Dusty has issues, despite not violating the terms of service. Then again, that's not even the worst of it. I wouldn't be surprised if Steven Crowder made some sick and demented joke about what happened. This is really disgusting and demented. And the reason why I'm giving context for this, because Zack Snyder, he said something that I think any normal, human being would actually agree with, who actually, has moral values and isn't some, demented human, which is common sense, especially if you're a person that actually does have moral values, that actually does have morals, and isn't just some piece of shit that actually, thinks it's funny that people died. Now, I'm going to show you a clip that B-Level has on his channel, though B-Level isn't the only one that has this clip. There's other YouTubers out there. But for those of you who have not seen the clip, I'm going to show you that as well. I'm going to show you it because I think you need to see it. Now, this, if you could tell by the expression of Ryan Cannell or Ryan Kennel, I don't respect the guy to even call him by his actual name. He's fuming. Zack Snyder just did a mic drop on these people, and it's not even like a minute of screen time that he managed to do it. Now, let's play this clip.
Just a quick thing before we get started. I know that on our donation page, we still have the Geeks and Gamers logo. I just want to say that I really we talked about this, and we're really not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers as far as I'm concerned, and I really just want to make that clear. And I also want to just say, in light of recent events, I think really, if Justice League teaches us anything, it's about coming together, and there's no room for hate. And I just think that it's important. It's an important message, and of course, as the father of the Asian children, it really hits close to home for me. And I just really want to put that out there that we all, there's no room for hate.
There was nothing wrong with him saying that. I'm not the biggest Zack Snyder fan. I'm just letting you know. But there's nothing wrong with Zack Snyder said. Nothing wrong with that. Honestly. There is nothing wrong with Zack Snyder saying that. And honestly, there's no way he doesn't know about these people their reputation, of them making racist jokes, of them talking in racial slurs. They all fucking do it. There isn't a single member of the Fandom Menace that doesn't say racial slurs. And you actually think people like Zack Snyder would be on your side? Are you fucking dumb? You fucking stupid? Especially a man that recently lost his fucking daughter? No. this anti-Asian racism, and of course, I'll probably talk about it in a future stream, maybe with somebody else. The fetishization of Asian women, is disturbing. But I don't think any of you guys want to be depressed. You guys want to laugh. You guys want to see me tear the shit out of freaking these people. Now, some of them you've already seen, but I think we're going to start with the worst of them first, because I don't think any of us like Young Rip-Up. Let's just get this idiot over with. Of course, I have to deal with some stupid ads, unfortunately. So, the main event will begin shortly. I'll start with the worst of them, because I don't want to begin it. Usually, if I would end with Young Rippa if I were to do him, but considering I think he's the worst of them, considering he's a minority himself, and he's willing to actually associate with a bunch of racists, speaks volumes of who he is as a person. I think he's a racist himself. He's just not as overt about it. Actions speak louder than words. Something that these people don't actually believe. They don't believe in actions. They talk about personal responsibility until it applies to them. Now I'm just going to, look at the comment section. I don't know. I think anyone that sticks with Jeremy is a fucking cuck. If they're not willing to actually stand up to him, they're a cuck. So yeah, they're a cuck if they're not willing to stand up against Geeks and Gamers. And since I don't like Young Rippa, and I don't want to spend more time than I want to on this guy, I'm gonna up the speed to at least.
What's good, everybody? Now I want to do a video on my own channel. You guys saw me last night, saw me over at Ethan Van Skyver's stream, as well as the immediate response stream with the Geeks and Gamers team, talking about really this whole.
I love it how you actually accuse leftists of being racist when you literally went on a stream with a literal white nationalist who was talking in racial slurs and talking about wanting to kill, Chinese people. Whatever, race card that you use on white leftists, you don't have a right to use that at this point, especially when you associate with literal neo-Nazis in a stream. I don't care. You could call it whatever you want, but you literally don't care about racism. So spare me this racism talk. I figure I'd get that out of the way before we get into the meat of this video.
Ordeal. And I want to echo some of those sentiments as well as add some more stuff, because I am on my channel now, and there's some other things that I want to say about this whole ordeal. Before we get started, I'm going to show you guys the video in context as a brief, just kind of summary for you guys just coming in or just coming.
Oh God, is he going to show the racist tirade? It would not be a good look if he did, but knowing how dumb he is, he probably would.
The Geeks and Gamers team, a lot of people on the Geeks and Gamers team did this charity stream with for this cause of basically the suicide awareness. You understand what happened with Zack Snyder. It's awful what happened, unfortunately, with his daughter. And this whole ordeal, raising money, the Geeks and Gamers team that was involved in this are big time Snyder Cut guys and big time Snyder Cut advocates. They have been behind this with full force, 100. Yeah,
that charity stream is nothing more than virtual signaling. I'm just going to say it how it is. If you guys truly cared about, suicide prevention, you wouldn't be capitalist apologists. Just saying.
% going to bat, and Zack Snyder himself, as well as some other members that were part of this whole Snyder Cut, appeared on the stream.
God damn it! So much for him not wanting anything to do with corporations, but you'll use ads for your shitty videos. Jesus.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you guys the video in context. Nerdet's Newsstand had it on her channel, and I'm going to show you the video in context as far as what's happened, and then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it. Check it out.
He is the one, the only.
Hey guys, how you doing? How's everybody doing?
Good.
Just a quick thing before we get started. I know that on our donation page, we still have the Geeks and Gamers logo. I just want to say that I really, we talked about this, and we're really not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers as far as I'm concerned, and I really just want to make that clear. And I also want to just say, in light of recent events, I think we really, if justice teaches us anything, it's about coming together, and there's no room for hate. And I just think that it's important. It's an important message, and of course, as the father of Asian children, it really hit close to home for me. And I just really want to put that out there that we all, there's no room for hate, and that's just what it's about.
Okay, so there it is.
Most people who sharing that clip, that is the context. Yeah, are you kidding me? That is the exact same clip I showed earlier. Wow, how are you gonna twist this around? I'm serious. How are you going to damage control this? How are you going to claim what he was saying was a bad thing? I'm looking forward to it. I really am. How he's going to twist this around, because there was nothing wrong with that clip. In fact, I am surprised he showed the whole clip. I really am surprised he didn't just cut it off midway. Because knowing how dishonest young Ripa is and how he lies, constantly about things that have happened, I'm actually surprised he showed the full clip. I really am surprised. I'm serious. I am surprised he showed the full clip. Honestly. Of course he doesn't. He's a fascist. He doesn't care. He's just a wannabe freaking king. Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, is Bill Gates a good person because he does charity? No. It's nothing more than virtual signaling. I'm not going to use that word because I'm not black. So I'm not going to use or alter those words out of my mouth. Yeah, it is. I don't think these conservatives don't really care about their country. They're just pretending to. But let's focus on the topic. Let's see how he's going to twist this around.
Context, exactly what happened. Now, where do we start here? Looking at that, there's going to be a couple of different things that people take away from that. Some people, unfortunately, are saying that, okay, well, the second statement going on about the whole Asian deal and the attack on the Asian community.
Oh, God, is he really going to actually do what I think he's going to do? Oh, please don't disappoint me. I know what you're going to do. Please, I can probably predict everything.
They're going to say that that's separate from the first statement, which is, let's call it what it is, throwing Geeks and Gamers completely under the bus, right?
Throwing under the bus? How is it throwing him under the bus when he wasn't really affiliated with him to begin with? Do you not know fucking how businesses work? It's not profitable, and it's certainly Zack Snyder ain't gonna freaking risk his entire career just to associate with a bunch of right-wing internet losers like you. No, I'm dead serious. He didn't throw anyone under the bus. To throw you under the bus, it would mean that he would have to have supported you to begin with at one point. He never supported you.
The first thing that the man said, it was unprovoked. Nobody asked him about it. This is why I would say that those two are connected. And what he's referring to is this donation page that was put up there, obviously, where people can donate money to this whole cause and to this whole charity. And the Geeks and Gamers team, their logo was on there. He took it. I believe he took it off after the fact, but he wants to make sure that the public knows, because he didn't from the other two, which I believe was Uche, who was a member of the Geeks and Gamers team, and this stream was on his channel. But his brand, his logo was on there, and I believe the actual suicide awareness, like that organization, was on it. He did not bother to separate himself from those two. He wanted to separate himself from them, and then he connected it with a statement about hate. Now, again, some folks just want to.
Are you fucking stupid, or are you willingly ignorant? Have you not seen what the Fandom Menace have been saying about Asian people since this tragedy has happened? Are you really going to do this, man? Then again, it doesn't surprise me that you would actually find some justification for the racists in your community. How are you not a racist enabler? I don't know how you could actually tell me with a straight face that you don't enable racists. And I don't know how anyone who actually is fans of Young Ripa can tell me that he doesn't enable racists when he's literally just making a very weak argument. And it's obvious why Zack Snyder would say such a thing. I mean, you'd have to be freaking living under a rock if you don't see some of the shit the Fandom Menace say about minorities on a daily basis. I mean, last year they were talking about running over protesters. They were talking about mowing down Black Lives Matters protesters. You're actually going to tell me that there isn't hate in the Fandom Menace? All those people in the clip that Zack Snyder was talking to, almost all of them made some racial slurs at one point or another since 2017. Don't give me that nonsense.
They want to separate those and say that, well, he was just, those statements aren't connected. He's not kind to Geeks and Gamers to hate or of any kind. I think that's bullcrap, and I think a lot of people are giving him way too much leeway. It's important to understand the context, and the context that was completely unprovoked. It didn't even have anything to do with the stream, right? So you come in and it's the first.
Well, he doesn't want to be affiliated with people like you. That's his business.
First thing you say, and at no point from what I picked up and watching what I did from the stream, at no point did he bother to try to credit that Geeks and Gamers team for helping me involved in that, and all of. No point did he do that.
All right, that's a lot to unload. Aren't you doing the exact same thing that you accuse people, Zack Snyder doing? This is nothing more than virtual signaling. I thought you were above this. Apparently not.
None. What I picked up, he just wanted to make sure he distanced himself from that.
Shouldn't he be allowed to? Isn't that how capitalism works? Isn't that how free enterprises work? Shouldn't you pick and choose who you want to associate yourself and not associate yourself with? Do you actually support democracy, in the context of capitalism, or do you want to force people to do business with people that they don't want to do business with? You can't have it both ways. You either support a free market capitalism or you don't. If only you understood your own bullshit ideology. This is why libertarians are a fucking joke.
Now, watching it, you can of course see that, like Ryan, Lethal, like the whole attitude of the stream just changed, because it feels like God just goes over there and takes a big dump on the people that just held before Zack Snyder even got there. The Geeks and Gamers team and that community had raised like $60,000 already.
Oh, poor baby. I should feel bad for a bunch of racists and a bunch of entitled man children who bully people on a daily basis on social media. Poor baby. Give me a break.
Zack even appeared on the stream, okay? They had been holding it down. And the first thing the dude comes is takes a dump on him because he wants to be disassociated with it. Now, whether that be for reasons of Warner Bros. Having him by the sack, that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. And I've said, if you watch those streams, I had no problem saying, if that's me, I'm checking them. And I'm not saying this is Billy bad. No, this is my job. I do this all the time. We've had several streams here, not only just on my channel, but with doing stuff with Blaze and all of that. Look, I've been there and I've done that. That I wouldn't allow it to happen. Specifically because the context is that this team had been a few members of that team have been behind you promoting this, not just the cause. I'm talking about the movie in itself. And for them to be disrespected like that, there's no cause for that, and there's no trying to salvage that moment. Like that was.
Zack Snyder doesn't owe your group a goddamn thing. I'm serious. He doesn't owe your group a goddamn thing. And let's be honest here. Most people fucking don't give a shit, about what you people want. You're just a bunch of internet Keyblade warriors. Give me a break. Disrespect you. You know what? If that's how you feel, well, fuck off. Welcome to the real world. This is the reason why, I'm just going to say this. Gen X and millennials and Gen Z, we're a fucking joke. If this is the worst that we could fucking handle, and we're acting like a bunch of crybabies. This guy is the epitome of the millennial generation. The stereotypical, whiny little bitch millennial. That's exactly who this person is. He doesn't even see the irony, how he's the stereotypical millennial that baby boomers and Gen Xers talk about. This is it.
Bad, right? That was terrible. Now, on my channel, I have, of course, done a bunch of interviews with other people that have been in the industry, Nick Cersei of the world, the X-Men's animated series showrunners, talking to this is in the context of directors, talking to the Saskia sister, and we had them on. And I understand the idea in which you want to be cordial, you want to be respectful, definitely considering that this is, you're in your element, but you get what I'm saying. This is something that these guys might not be used to. And I think what ended up happening is, it's one of those things that not everybody, I get it, this is conversational as me, I understand that. But the reason why it's so important to check those types in the event that happens, because we know what the narrative is. We talked about, I did a video talking about the hit piece that was done, and I believe Lucasfilm, Disney employees were even promoting that, trying to connect the Nerdrotic and a lot of Geek Games team, a lot of people, EVS, to alt writers because of their approach to Star Wars, or rather the criticism of The Last Jedi and stuff like that.
Honestly, that's what most of the freaking people that hate The Last Jedi at this point are. Everyone else who hates The Last Jedi, has moved on with their lives. Anybody that hates all these other stuff that you've got people complain about on a daily basis, unlike you guys, we have something called a life. We don't actually use YouTube as a way to escape from the real world because we're not a bunch of privileged fucks that, complain about the littlest shit. All of you motherfuckers are just privileged. That's all you are. You're a bunch of entitled, privileged, motherfuckers that, act like, freaking the world owes you something. The world doesn't owe you a goddamn thing. They don't owe you anything. None of these corporations do. They hate you. They despise you. And why? All you do is complain and complain and complain. Yet you still buy their fucking products. You don't mean what you don't do jack shit that scares these corporations. You're a fucking cuck. All of you people are cucks. Oh yes, George Carlin, the legend, I would have loved to be shitted on my generation. Young Ripa is the epitome of what a whiny little bitch that the average millennial is. I'm just gonna say it. Millennials are fucking bitches. They complain about everything, the smallest shit. At least the stereotypical millennial. If you want to go by stereotypical millennial, Young Ripa would probably be in the definition because he acts like the stereotypical millennial.
Yeah, when they're doing things like that, and we know how Hollywood feels about us, they find us as a threat. These little commentary channels,
I hardly think they find you as a threat. They look at you guys and laugh at you. You actually think like about 100,000 people on the internet scares Hollywood? Please. The normal population don't even actually do the shit that you guys do. They either are not active on social media because they have better things to do with their time, or they're poor and they have other things to worry about, like, I don't know, working. I mean, if the worst thing that happens to you is a shitty movie, you got it pretty fucking good compared to most of the world's population.
Find people as a threat because we don't just sit there and consume like a lot of the brands, the other brands do, and people are critical of it. But most importantly,
you still consume. All you do. What do you think you do? You promote their products, regardless if it's negative press or not. You still promote their product. You realize that, right? You don't do a damn thing to actually hurt these corporations. You actually help them. I mean, you morons are the reason why Captain Marvel was as successful as it was in the first place. There's no such thing as bad publicity.
The access media, rather, are losing a lot of power because a lot of attention is being paid to these people, and they hate that. So them taking shots doesn't surprise me. But I think it's important that people understand the cultural war, and why I've been saying what I was saying last night is that there's no way that he could be allowed to make that. Now, I was never.
Nobody cares about the culture war except right-wing losers.
It's easier for me to say because I was never a Snyder Cut guy. It's not Snyder Cut bro, Snyder Cut advocate. I didn't care no one way or the other. Y'all know me. I just want to see good comic book depictions, and we'll review that, and we'll review the comic book history and doing my Ripified long form review. We'll be doing all of that still. But I had no allegiance to them.
You know nothing about comic books. Honestly, all you do is complain about everything that's currently being done with comic books. You like to claim that comics were never political until the current time. Give me a break. You know nothing about comic books. You're nothing more than a grifter looking to cater to a bunch of people that have similar views to you. You wouldn't be doing this if you weren't making money off this. Let's be honest here. You actually are not genuine.
Yeah, to him. So it didn't matter. And even especially if I did, considering that the setup and everything that had been done to make sure that moment happened, this is why it has to be taken as the utmost disrespect. But these types have to be addressed, and they have to be addressed directly, right? it doesn't end. The slander and all of that stuff that we're dealing with.
Oh, poor baby. Zack Snyder said something that actually offended you. Are you going to cry?
Right now, none of this stuff ends until we address it directly and head on. See, I understand, and I said this yesterday, right? Those guys are in those positions, and I understand, and I wouldn't knock them for it. Like I said, they were better than me for taking it in the chin. Me, again, there's no chance that happens because I understand the broader conversation here, and this is a cultural war, and these guys have to be addressed. That's disrespect, straight up. It's disrespect. First thing you do, you come.
Why should I care? Why, dude? People like Zack Snyder, should they care about respecting you? People like Snyder despise you. All you do is complain and complain and complain, and still see their movies anyway. You're like a fucking king with no army. That's exactly who you are. People, the elite despise you because of that reason. They don't owe you anything.
And you crap on the people that basically raise. You want to distance yourself from you didn't distance yourself from everybody else, but you distance yourself from this team because, of course, probably Warner Bros. is in his ear. Other people in Hollywood in his ear. These guys are toxic. All of this sort of stuff. And if you bought in all that, and in the case that a lot of folks make, which they make this case, a lot of other people.
It's all about the money. Follow the money. There's a huge chunk of their audience that don't like you and don't want to associate with people like you. And when they think about it in the long term, they're going to lose more money catering towards a bunch of, I'm just going to say it, right-wing losers over the general population. The general population don't give a fuck about any of this culture war nonsense. The only people that care about the cultural war are privileged motherfuckers like yourself. I mean, you look pretty well off telling by what's in your background. I mean, give me a break.
People make this case. Well, considering all of this that he had to do to get his movie, we're talking about his livelihood at stake. The thing that I said last night was that has nothing to do with the Geeks and Gamers team. It has nothing to do with them. Nothing. So he doesn't get to disrespect someone just because he's going through it or because he got in a bad deal and he's had by the boss. That don't got nothing to do with anybody else. He still threw people under the bus. It's like, this is the analogy.
Threw under you the bus. How can he throw you under the bus if he never actually was associated with you people? Do you not know how the world works? I don't think you understand how vicious Hollywood can be, as you think you do. Do you think they don't know how you people act online and how it would be a bad look to be affiliated with you? Follow the money. Oh, wait, you don't understand how your preferred economic system works. Never mind.
You just remove that from that setting. Remove it from that context and place it anywhere else. You have a cause, actionable cause. You have a something that you're trying to raise money for, whatever it is, and you're working with someone else on this project. And when the spotlight gets on you, the cameras start to roll. The first thing that person that you're doing this whole ordeal with does is distance himself from you. What other way would we take that? See, and this is why I'm like,
spare me the crocodile tears. Oh yeah, I'm gonna cry because a bunch of privileged assholes, get disrespected by another member of the elite. Why do I give a fuck? Why should any of us give a fuck? Every single person that's offended, you're just a bunch of privileged, assholes that, what's the worst that can happen? Oh, somebody in Hollywood doesn't like you? Oh, boo-hoo. I don't know. Can you just kiss my ass? Nobody cares, honestly. Nobody cares. Honestly, I don't give a shit if one part of the elite doesn't like you. I don't think most people do either. The fact that you guys are damage controlling over this nonsense is funny. The internet is laughing at you. Don't you get it? To your thick skull? A bunch of privileged, man children complaining about a guy not, respecting you. It's so hilarious. It's so hilarious. Please continue. You just continue to give me, ammunition for my, war on nerds. Please continue saying stupid nonsense. Your channel's so bad that I think it's almost funny in a way. You're almost as bad as Geeks and Gamers.
Can't be googly eyed about. I don't care how much of a DC fan you are. I don't care how much of a DC Comics fan you are. I don't care how much of a Zack Snyder bro you are. How much you go to bat for. We can't be googly eyed with this whole situation and just completely abandon principles, or not even the principles. Let's backtrack. It's more of
what principles? You mean bullying people that don't conform to what you believe? Is that what you mean by principles? If you guys had any principles, you wouldn't be freaking allowing racists in your community. Give me a break. You have no principles.
Rationally assessing this whole instance, just because we don't want to believe that that's what he did. That's what he did.
Oh my, you sound like you're gonna cry. Oh my god, he sounds like he's gonna cry. Oh my god.
And that can't go unchecked.
Headshot is the
Oh my god. He sounds like he's gonna cry. What a beta. I mean, seriously, what a beta young Rifa is.
One message at a time.
That's not a knock to everybody that was involved. I believe Jeremy was telling his team that, okay, this is about the suicide awareness. This is about the cause. Y'all don't make a big deal out of it. Now, again, it's me, goes down a completely different way. You can respectfully, journalists do it all the time. The ones that are worth a dang, respectfully check someone. That can absolutely be done. And just because it's a great cause that we all like, and that in itself is why this is not tolerable, right? This is a great cause, and that's what it should be about, and everything surrounding this.
Zack Snyder treated you guys with kids' gloves. What the hell are you freaking crying about? Zack Snyder was pretty, polite to you guys, all things considered. In fact, I think he was more polite to you than any of you people deserved. I mean, if somebody just saying things in the way Zack Snyder said it makes you want to cry like a little bitch, I can't imagine what someone aggressive who would have said the same thing would have said. You people are such cucks, I swear. You know what? I think more young cuck. I'm not even going to say it, but you are a cuck.
What gained the attraction to it, but that's not what the man made it as soon as he came in. He goes on some tangent about hate, and this is why I feel like those are connected. Or rather, you have to look at them as connected because it was unprovoked. Nobody suggested that you hated anybody.
Unprovoked. Do you actually have you not seen what people in your community have said about Asian people in the past year, leading up to the shooting? Either you are willfully ignorant, which I don't think you are, or you just don't care. You are purposely deflecting. You're like, guys got triggered over something he said, and he was like very nice about it. Anybody else, would have been more aggressive. If this goes to show you just how weak you people truly are.
I know he says, and with that being said, or whatever he says in the middle of those two statements, I believe that one connects to the other. Either way, it's unprovoked. Who is suggesting that you hate Asian people? Like, yeah, okay, not thinking attacking innocent people.
Consider the fact that you actually were in a stream where Evan V. Skyver literally was laughing and talking about killing Asian people. I think people are going to connect the dots when you're in a group of racists and the people in the group don't actually say anything as a form of pushback or walk out of that group as a result. People are going to connect the dots that you are complacent to the racism in that group, and you yourself probably are a racist too. It's not that difficult to figure this out. But then again, right-wingers love to, act like the victim. And when they're confronted, with the responsibility of their own actions, they cower in fear because they don't want to take responsibility. They don't believe in anything. That's exactly who right-wingers are.
People is wrong. Like, dude, that's why I'm saying they're connected. No matter if we don't want to believe it.
They are connected because that's exactly what the Fandom menace is. If it isn't racist against, Asians, it's a racist against another ethnic group. It's all connected. Why do you think majority of the group are primarily white men? Why are the primary faces in the Fandom menace? Why are they not, anything but white men? And anything that you do see that aren't white men are just tokens at best. So there is a connection between white supremacy and the Fandom menace. And if you actually deny this, you either don't care or you honestly genuinely believe that there is no problem with racism. I'm going to say it's the former, that you just don't give a shit.
You can feel the air being sucked out the room when that instance took place. But dude, I'm not speaking from someone that's inexperienced. I speak as someone that is in the entertainment business. I know that. I've been there as a performer. It's my job backwards when it was.
I would hardly call you a performer. Your music is shit.
Wasn't illegal to go on the road, touring, ghostwriting, and the stuff that I do, TV network stuff. Like this is me and my element. This is what I do. Right? I'm not completely oblivious to this. I have people on again as well. And have I done like more charity streams with those people? No. But having them, those folks that are in the industry involved in Hollywood, oh yes, we've had many episodes of 4K and Sex you can go see with Nick Cersei, with again, we talked to the X-Men showrunners, we talked to Sasha sisters. We've been there and we've done it, you know. And if at that point, if they like, we started the deal and they're like, oh, I'm gonna distance myself from you or your brand, even though your brand is the one who's making something happen, we generally see as a positive thing, not getting thanks or anything. See, that's disrespect. But these guys that are involved in Hollywood need to be checked unapologetically. And the case that I made is that you think Zack Snyder goes to GameSpot, IGN, whatever, Kevin Collada or whatever, any of those, Kevin Smith or whatever their brand, you think he's going on there saying, well, I'm not part of, I'm not associated with this team? Of course not. He only made that distinction because he felt that that was a problem to be in any way, shape, or form tied to it. And whether it came down from Warner Bros, Warner Media, whoever it came from, it still got said, and he still took a dump on folks' name. And I would stand right there on that, plant that banner. I'm not moving anywhere from it. He has to be checked for that.
Oh man, have you not heard the concept? You know, maybe he signed a contract with Warner Brothers and when you're associated with a corporation like Warner Brothers, you kind of have to do what they say. He isn't a dumbass like Gina Carano and freaking just run his mouth like an idiot.
Now, if he comes out after the fact, apologizes or something, and makes some clarification, cool, do another video and acknowledge that. I don't think it's coming. But those types need to understand that this whole look, when you attempt to tie people to egregious claims, and I think a lot of people lose sight of this. It's not just with Zack Snyder. It's not just with people who are seen as they look at themselves maybe as first class citizens, everybody else is second class. It's not just about them. It's the people, and I've dealt with this. You guys know, not just with streams that we've done or debates that we've had on the channel, but people sit here and will tie you. There's something so egregious. I need people to understand how disrespectful that is. I know the term, like, you know.
Why should we care about respecting a bunch of right-wing losers on the internet? I mean, seriously, you have done nothing to earn any respect from anyone except by a bunch of, you know, entitled beta fucking people that fucking who have nothing better to do with their lives and complain about everything and anything that nobody else even gives a shit about. No normal human being cares about the cultural war. The only people that care about the cultural war are people that are already financially well off, who don't have much to really worry about. I mean, seriously, most people, any normal person, isn't a fucking weirdo like you that is fixated on the cultural war 24/7.
No, I'm not saying that he called anybody a Nazi. That kind of belongs to the Lucasfilm guys on the other side. But you get what I'm saying with
well, you guys kind of act like them. Just saying.
Folks making egregious, disrespectful claims.
Disrespectful claim. Zack Snyder said nothing that it was disrespectful. And 40 seconds, he showed you guys more respect than you deserved. I think he should have went harder on you people. But what he said, there was nothing wrong when he said, God, you people are weak.
Right? Egregious, disrespectful claims, or rather tying people to that. That can't be tolerated, bro. That's a problem. And people think that's okay. This is why they sit up there and pull their card in the event they want to paint someone as a bad person. But these guys got to be checked for that. And this is where I think, and where I obviously disagree.
You know what I find ironic? Zack Snyder is an Ayn Rand fan, and he's a better person than you. He was more respectful to a person who believes in her ideology. So tell me, young Ripa, someone that actually is closer to you in terms of your political views, I think he treated you with kid gloves, if you ask me. I really do think Zack Snyder treated you with kid gloves.
With some of the people in the panel last night, which is cool. Everybody had different ideas about how this went down, but that guy got to get checked in that situation, and it can be respectful. Like as soon as that guy said that, wait a minute, nobody assumed that you were part of the Geeks and Gamers team, but why would you feel like you need to disassociate yourself from them? Definitely considering all this money that we raised for this, that would have been a simple thing. And if he folded, if he had to bounce, if he raised, quit the stream, oh well. But that can't go unaddressed. You know what I'm saying?
Can't go unaddressed. You're making a big deal out of nothing. You seriously are making a big deal out of nothing. If it really offends you, then I think what he said really got under your skin because you are probably a racist yourself and you don't like being called out. If it really bothers you that much, then you probably are a racist against, Asian people. You don't want to admit it, but the only people that get offended are racists. Only racists get offended at what Zack Snyder said.
And those types can't go unaddressed. You know why? Because this crap will continue, where they sit here and disrespect folks to the point where they're tying them to just the most filthy things until they understand that there's consequences for those actions. I ain't talking about running up on.
Oh yeah, consequences. Oh yeah. What a bunch of what you think a bunch of fucking thousands of Keyblade Warrior is going to do to fucking Warner Brothers? Give me a break. Piss off. Your empty threats mean nothing to these studios.
Or someone getting in a fist fight. Nah, I'm saying they need to understand that that's not a right, and we will address it in the event that you bring that to the doorstep.
They have every right to say what they just said. Have you ever heard of freedom of speech? Oh, wait, you're very selective. You don't believe in democracy.
You feel me? So I wanted to do this video and just give you guys some of my insight on this. It hasn't changed.
By the way, Young Rippa just has nothing but disdain for the masses. It's funny how everybody that listens to Young Rippa are usually white men, usually, or people that are really privileged.
It's the same thing that it was slept on. It's the same thing. And you can't say that I wouldn't do this. We have all these debates on this channel. This is what I do for my profession.
What debates? All your fucking debates are the same. You get a bunch of people that could barely debate in order to make yourself look better. You have never debated people that are capable of debating you. You always pick the weak targets. You're a cuck. I would love to see you go toe-to-toe with Black Redguard. He would rip your fucking balls out and fucking shove your balls down your throat. That's how badly you would get destroyed by Black Redguard. You suck my opinion would fucking, would take a shit in your mouth. You actually think you're actually some good debater? Why not go for a challenge? Oh, wait, like Ben Shapiro, you go after weak targets because it makes you look strong. Because the moment you see somebody freaking that is capable of actually debating you, you'd fucking lose your cult following. You're nothing but a cuck.
Absolutely no problem. Hey, nah, bro, ain't gonna be none of that. Ain't gonna be none of that. We'll get it back on the real. Understand that this is about the suicide awareness, but it ain't gonna be no disrespect. You know?
Zack Snyder doesn't owe you anything. He doesn't owe you anything.
Because until that happens, and it's not just with Zack Snyder, these guys sit up here and look at everybody as second-class citizens until we address that and we treat them, right? See, these guys don't reciprocate. And this is what the point that I was making the other day or yesterday. And it's funny because I did a video, the video that for full kind of sake that got released yesterday. So this is before that stream. I was talking about this very thing.
Sophie.
Oh my God, these fucking right-wingers. They act so oppressed. This is what I'm saying. Why right-wingers on social media, they're privileged.
We're talking about the cultural battle and how
this is okay. You see this guy's background. This is privilege. If this, right-wingers on the internet, they're not the same as people that are poor, that are out in this, that are underground, that are basically working their frickin' until they drop in order to provide for their families. They're not the right-wingers I refer to when I say I hate right-wingers. When I talk about right-wingers, I look at people like this. Look at his background. Do you think people who are poor can afford to have all this stuff on their wall? His room looks like it could be decently big. This guy has it good, and he's acting like he's fucking being oppressed. It's fucking pathetic.
These guys don't reciprocate. They don't hold you, or they don't hold themselves to a standard that you hold them to, or yourself. So why on earth are we reciprocating? Why on earth are we acting like we are second-class citizens? If they don't come correct.
Second-class citizens, give me a break. You're well off. Everybody else freaking is struggling to survive, and you're acting like you're a second-class citizen. Give me a break. Seriously, give me a break, you privileged motherfucker. You're part of the class that's pretty well off. You're gonna call yourself a second-class citizen? Wow, what a bitch.
We're not obligated to take that. You know what I mean? Nobody is. So that's what the point that I was making is that we're holding these people to standards that they don't hold themselves, and they don't, most importantly, reciprocate that. I have no problem throwing you under the bus. I have no problem disrespecting. And
they didn't throw you under the bus. And
what Obama mentions all fired up and all this. Those guys that generally support those types, they love this. They're getting a kick out of this. Like, haha, Zack Snyder went and crapped on that team.
I get a kick out of it because your fucking video was damage controlling and you acted like a fucking cuck. It's hilarious to see how, much you damage control. I mean, holy shit, almost 20 minutes. You could have said everything you wanted to say in 10 minutes, if even in 5 minutes. The only reason I drag this segment out, people, is for entertainment. My fucking response to your shitty video is more entertaining than your shitty fucking stream. I mean, you're such a beta. I mean, you have it so good compared to most of the world's population that you're really going to complain about us being a second-class citizen. Give me a break. You're such a cuck.
It was an opportunity to check him. You should have got checked.
Okay, before we get to Geeks and Gamers, I'm going to look at the comments. I got to keep up. Oh my god, that is so true. The level, that is so true. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm just keeping up. With Zack, I'm not gonna lie, people. Zack Snyder did treat these people with kid gloves. And these people are like losing it. They really are losing it. It's like, how the hell can you freaking get so triggered when this much by a comment that's very reasonable on the surface? If they can't even take, somebody that's like not even aggressive towards them. Can you imagine someone aggressive doing the same thing Zack Snyder would have said? He would have freaking cried. These people would have fucking probably went in a corner and cried themselves to sleep. I mean, Zack Snyder, like, didn't even freaking, his power level wasn't even freaking that high, and they freaking got destroyed. Yes, it is. Oh my god. Hey, Falcon. Yeah. Okay, what's up, Falcon? Now, let's see what Geeks and Gamers has in store for us. Because who knows what kind of, nonsense we're going to deal with the man himself. How much damage control will Geeks and Gamers do with this? I mean, if Young Rifa was entertaining, I can't imagine what Geeks and Gamers, or is Geeks and Gamers going to be boring? Let's find out.
What's up, Geeks and Gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and I'm very tired. But today, we have a lot to talk about. It was a very interesting night, to say the least. No doubt about that. And I've obviously had time to process everything and try to understand everything and, really kind of get my thoughts in order. We did do a live stream last night while the charity stream was going on.
Wow, you look like you're going to cry. I mean, seriously, can you not see his face? He looks like he's crying. He looks like he's crying. He looks like he's trying not to cry. What a cock! What a cock!
Over on Uche Waneri's channel, where Zack Snyder hopped on the stream after we raised about $60,000 and basically went out of his way to disavow from Geeks and Gamers.
Oh boy, do you need a tissue? Please, I'll fucking mail you some tissues from my house and I'll give it to you if it'll make you feel better, Geeks and Gamers, or Jeremy. I mean, man, this guy sounds like a fucking cuck. I mean, what a cuck to get this. Oh my god, he looks like he's trying not to cry.
And also simultaneously speak out against some of the hate that's been going on. A normal virtue signal from a Hollywood person.
Self-projection much? What you did with your charity was nothing more than virtual signaling. That's all it is. You're nothing but a vile person. I mean, you do virtual signaling too. You think Hollywood's the only one that does it? Please.
And that caused a lot of problems. The entire charity stream kind of went on a standstill for
a standstill. He wasn't even not on for very long, and he dropped a fucking bomb on you guys. And if I have to be real, he treated you guys with kid gloves. If it had been anybody else, that would have said the same thing, that was aggressive, you guys would have cried on stream. You people are weak.
Next 20 or 30 minutes, the donations really stopped rolling in. It was a
I could see it in his eyes that he's trying not to cry, but he's failing miserably.
very awkward moment. But I am very, very proud of my team and how they handled themselves. Uche, Ryan, and Lethal handled themselves like true professionals. And I'm very, very satisfied and happy with how they handled themselves. Now, in terms of the comments made by Zack Snyder, it was a very poorly worded PR statement.
How is it poorly worded, considering your group literally was, saying racial slurs against Asian Americans for over a year since the coronavirus started? How is it poorly worded? All the racial, slurs and all the propaganda pushed by every news outlet against, China has escalated to the point where a mass shooting against Asian Americans was inevitable. And the fact that you have people, one of your associates, Evan V. Skyver, making a joke about killing the Chinese and nuking China. I know that part was after that, but what Zack Snyder said wasn't wrong. You people are a hate group. But then again, you don't care about that.
This was someone who clearly was dealing with a lot. You can see it when he joined. And
you mean you? I mean, you're one of your associates, Ryan Canal. He looked like he was gonna fucking cry when his hero Zack Snyder basically bitch slapped him, live. I mean, self-rejection much?
What we know from behind the scenes, he definitely was definitely overwhelmed, and he made a very poorly constructed PR statement and then wanted to virtue signal. And this is what
virtual signal wasn't the entire point of the charity stream virtual signaling?
The problem is with virtue signaling and that moral superiority stuff.
Moral superiority. Isn't that the reason you do the charity streams, to claim you're morally superior to the people that criticize you? I mean, you think because you do charities that you are a good person? I mean, Bill Gates isn't a good person. I don't think any of us like Bill Gates. Bill Gates does charities. Does that make him a good person? No. You do it for nothing more than for your own ego. You just do it to inflate your own ego. You don't give a shit about the actual cause that you actually are doing. If you did, you wouldn't have to boost about how you do charity streams. No, nobody who does charity brags about it.
Ultimately, I think that a lot of people on both sides are using his comments for different reasons. Zack Snyder fan.
You're not wrong about that, honestly, but not in the way that you think, though. My side, the people that hate your guts, it vindicates everything we've said, for the past, 4 years now. And now that, somebody is finally having the balls to basically, denounce you live, of course they're going to use it. But then again, it's not Zack Snyder's response that's actually what we're using. We're actually using the people's reaction to it afterwards. Your associates like Evan V. Skyver joking about killing, Asian Americans, or how about Evan V. Skyver, named his Twitter, I am the victim, after, Asian Americans were literally murdered by a mass shooter. Yeah, this incident just exposes more and more just how openly racist your group is. I don't think, we're using that, just to expose you guys, because you guys do that to yourselves. We don't have to do that for you.
Are using Zack Snyder fans that don't like Geeks and Gamers are using his comments to try and misrepresent what he's saying and trying to slam Geeks and Gamers.
Misrepresents what he said. He was pretty clear what he said. Even young Simpa used freaking the full clip that I used earlier in the video. He was pretty clear what he meant.
That's fine. That's part of it. And then there's the opposite side where there are people that are trying to used that to say that the Geeks and Gamers team should have stood up and interrupted the charity stream and ended the charity stream and all of this, and that's just nonsense. That's not going to help anyone. My team did exactly what they needed to do, and again, very, very proud of the professionalism that they displayed. That was not an easy situation for anyone to be in, and my team handled it exceptionally well. So it is a crazy situation we find our.
Oh my god, I couldn't handle being cucked live by Zack Snyder. Oh my god. Yeah, what a cuck.
Ourselves in, and a lot of attention is now on this channel. Not that that's something we haven't had in the past. We've always had attention here or there, but never trending on Twitter. So trending on Twitter, it was pretty crazy to say the least. But ultimately, the facts are, myself, my team, my friends, and our community, our wonderful community, was able to rally and raise around $100,000 when you add the auction in for charity. Very proud of that. That was
You'll believe a cuck can cry. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is so true. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god. Keep these comments coming. This is like the guys, I'm loving your comments. Keep them coming.
Uche project. Obviously, Geeks and Gamers was involved, and we showed up and we showed who we really are, and it was a beautiful thing. And through all of it, through all of the craziness going on, there was one voice that really changed everything for a lot of us here on the team. Because again, as the leader and the owner and the creator of Geeks and Gamers, we have a lot of different voices here, a lot of different individuals here, and they love Geeks and Gamers and they support Geeks and Gamers. But you heard a lot of the things that were being said, and it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. But there was one voice that decided to stand up, and that voice was Gina Carano.
What a bunch of weak, wimpy fucking people. These are wimp tier. Oh my god, what are we gonna do? We got cucked live. Oh, Gina Carano. Oh my god, Gina Carano. She's our savior. It's like, what the fuck? What kind of world do we live in when Gina Carano is more of an alpha than these people? Okay, I'm serious. That is sad and pathetic.
And her words meant so much to not only me, but my team and the people that follow.
Yeah, funny. A year ago, you hated her. You only like her because of her views are similar to yours.
This brand and the people that went out of their way to support this stream and bring so much more opportunities for suicide prevention to maybe save a few people's lives. And Gina Carano's words meant so much to me. This tweet right here was amazing, and the focus here is now to move forward. It is what it is. Hollywood people, they generally just don't like us, and that's not breaking any news. That's just how it is. This isn't surprising. No.
Of course, Hollywood doesn't like you. It's obvious why. You say you're to boycott something, and you fucking watch it anyway. Hollywood, you're just nothing more than an annoying little nuisance. I mean, you see every goddamn movie they fucking put out. Oh yes, I'm fucking sticking it to the freaking corporate masters by supporting their movies. LOL, you're such a cuck.
Zack Snyder, if he goes on a Collider or IGN, he's not going to disavow from those brands because that's okay by the Hollywood standard. But Geeks and Gamers has different opinions, different people, different backgrounds, and we don't walk that corporate line. So therefore, there has to be disclaimers, yada, yada, yada. And that doesn't surprise anyone, least of the people it surprises me. I'm not surprised at all. But I am very proud of everything that happened, and we're going to move forward with all of this newfound attention that's on us. We're going to continue to show who we are. We're going to continue to show what we represent. And what Geeks and Gamers represents is individuality. The individuals at Geeks and Gamers are allowed to be whoever they are, and maximize whoever they are. And I've said many.
That's interesting, considering every single member of Geeks and Gamers is either a token or they think exactly like you. Where's the diversity, Jeremy? Though there is one thing that they all have in common. They're all cucks like you.
Times you're not going to like everyone at Geeks and Gamers. You might not even like me, but you'll find someone here that you like because this brand is made up of a lot of different people. We have a website.
A lot of different people that think the exact same way. Why even bother with Geeks and Gamers when all of you are alike?
We have a Twitch channel. We have a lot of different moving parts. We have a sports channel. We have a theme park channel. We have a live channel. We have a gaming channel. We have this channel. And we are currently developing an app. We have forums over on the website. We have a premium membership on the website where you can support us. That's our version of Patreon. A lot of different moving parts, and not one single thing defines Geeks and Gamers. This moment does not define Geeks and Gamers. Zack Snyder's words.
Actually, it does, because you're crying like a little bitch, and you need Gina Carano to give you support because you're crying because, oh my God, the Lord and Savior, the Jesus, Zack Snyder will give us the Justice League, what we've been pushing for years. Oh wait, he cut me down. He threw me off the mountain. I thought I was all that, but I'm nothing more than a beta. I was never an alpha. the Chad Zack Snyder struck down, the cuck geeks and gamers.
As terribly constructed as they were, do not define geeks and gamers. But at the end of the day, if you're a Zack Snyder fan, you should continue to be a Zack Snyder fan. That's fine with me. I'm not here to gatekeep and tell you what you can and can't do or who you can and can't like. I am on record saying many times that I'm not a fan of his DCEU movies. I straight up hate Man of Steel. I straight up hate Batman vs Superman, and wasn't really looking forward to the Snyder cut of Justice League, but I was happy for the fans that were. And there's plenty of documentation on this channel to support those claims. Ultimately, we move forward. We move forward, and we understand that ultimately it doesn't matter what you do in the world of.
You better pray that your enemies don't actually use this clip of you being a cuck, to haunt you. This will haunt you. You realize that, right? You're acting like a complete cuck in this entire fucking. You're such a cuck. I mean, my God, you're a beta. You're like defending him and not defending him at the same time. Pick a side, you fucking moron. Nobody's being fooled. You're trying to play both sides, and we all can see right through it.
Hollywood, if you don't do what they expect you to do, you are automatically wrong, and they will try to misrepresent you, and they will try to put out things that don't represent you in any capacity whatsoever, but they're doing that to protect themselves because...
Isn't that what you do to all your critics? Just saying. Self-projection much?
They are obsessed with virtue signaling. That is just the world we live in, but at the end of the day...
Virtual signaling, isn't that what you do with your charity streams? And every time someone criticizes you for doing nothing but negative... stuff on the internet that you point to your charity streams. Come on, you're not fooling anyone. You're probably one of the ultimate forms of virtual signaling. You do the exact same thing you accuse your enemies of doing.
Hey, I am ready to move forward because we handled it like true professionals.
Yeah, all of your people in the stream looked like they wanted to cry. They looked like they wanted to go into a corner and like go into a ball and just cry that their Lord and Savior Zack Snyder rejected them.
Bad situation. And lesser people would not have been able to handle themselves in that situation, but my team
lesser
did.
People? You people are damage controlling for what Zack Snyder said. That guy that treated you with kid gloves.
And I'm very proud of them. So thank you for the support. Thank you for everything going on. There are people out there that are going to use this on both sides, and that is just how the internet works. But we know who we are. We're going to continue to move forward. We're going to continue to kick ass and take names.
Yes, and we're going to keep this on record next time you look like a cuck.
Continue to criticize Hollywood. We're going to continue to call out things that we don't like as individuals, whatever that might be. We're going to continue to have
fun. You're going to do it by supporting them. How is that fighting against the system, Jeremy? You beta.
We're going to continue to stay together as a team. My team has never been stronger. The motivation behind the scenes has never been.
Your team is stronger. You people were cocked by Zack Snyder in under 60 seconds. You're not stronger. Every single one of you people, like, we're crumbling.
Stronger. We are all together. We are united as one, and we will support each other, and that's how it's going to be. So thank you guys for the support. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later.
Oh my God! What a cock! Seriously, what a cock! Oh my God! What a cock! Oh my God! Oh, I forgot that guy existed. Yeah, Jeremy is such a cock. I mean, what the? And I thought Young Rippa was a cock. Holy crap! Geeks and Gamers makes Young Rippa look like a Chad. I'm not even exaggerating. He makes Young Rippa look like a Chad. Oh my God. This is... Oh God. Yeah, they are. Now, let's move on to the next video. I think it's that... Oh God, don't tell me it's who I think it is.
Meet your next...
Who am I doing next? Oh God, no! Oh God, why am I doing this to myself? Oh wait, Anna's defending Jeremy. Oh my God, she's defending Jeremy. Holy shit, she's defending Jeremy. Holy shit. Oh my God, I gotta. Okay, guys, predict. What do you think Anna's gonna say? What do you think she's going to say? Because I predict we're going to see a lot of cringe. And speaking of cringe, I upped the ball. Let's see. Oh, God. I don't even... Jesus, I only have to put up with her for 7 minutes. Okay, I gotta slow this down. Oh God, is she really gonna do this? Is she really gonna do this?
Zack.
There he is. What's up, man?
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Brother.
Hey guys, how you doing? How's everybody doing?
Good.
Doing great.
Listen, just a quick thing before we get started. I know that on our donation page, we still have the Geeks and Gamers logo. I just want to say that I really we talked about this, and we're really not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers as far as I'm concerned, and I really just want to make that clear. And I also want to just say, in light of recent events, I think we really, if Justice League teaches us anything, it's about coming together, and there's no room for hate. And I just think that it's important. It's an important message. And of course, as the father of Asian children, it really hits close to home for me. And I just really want to put that out there that we all, there's no room for hate, and that's just what it's about.
Absolutely.
What's up, all my Ewoks?
Okay. I am surprised these people are actually being honest regarding this controversy. I am surprised. I am surprised that she's honest with this. She's actually showing the whole fucking clip. This doesn't make them look any better. He said nothing wrong. He treated these people with kid gloves. Kid gloves. I wonder, in all of her wisdom, what is Anna going to say this time? Now, I'm going to avoid using the word. I don't know what I'm going to use, but the fact that she's going to defend the beta, Jeremy, this should be interesting.
Droids and Wookiees, it's Anna, also known as that Star Wars Girl, and today I'm going to be talking about the clip that I showed you pretty in depth. Now, for those of you that have no idea what the situation is, no idea what that's clip from or any of the context, I'm going to explain to you. For everyone that does know, here is a short recap. So basically, when Zack Snyder was originally doing the Justice League, he had a family tragedy. His daughter passed away, and he had to leave to go take care of his family and deal with the loss of a child. Now, because of that, Hollywood and the way movie studios work, they don't care. You still got to make a movie because you're losing money on set every day. So they brought Joss Whedon in, and the Justice League was Joss Whedon's Justice League, and it was not the same vision that Zack Snyder had. So for years, Zack Snyder fans were, saying, release the Snyder Cut, and we're campaigning, night and day. It seemed like to no end about the Snyder Cut and giving Zack his chance to bring his vision to life. And two of the biggest fans that I know that I saw campaigning for this was Lethal Lightning and Ryan Canal, who both members of Geeks and Gamers. Now, they were told by the opposition, no, the Snyder Cut does not exist. The Snyder Cut does not exist. You guys are all liars, blah, blah, blah. You guys are all pathetic man-eating losers. And so just based on faith, they defended this and they believed in the vision of this man. And fighting, tongue and nail for this and going to bat for him.
I doubt these people were the only people that were pushing for the Snyder Cut. Most people that were pushing for the Snyder Cut were the loudest online. And I doubt they're the only people that actually Warner Brothers was paying attention to.
Without any, actual concrete evidence that the Snyder Cut existed. And then they were rewarded with, yes, the Snyder Cut does exist. Yes, the Snyder Cut is happening. And out of, the love that they have or had, I don't know, I don't want to speak for them, for this man and for his vision, they decided to, before the Snyder Cut aired last night, they decided that they were going to do a charity and, get in touch with Zack Snyder and see if he would like to be part of it. Now, this, charity that YouTube did, that was from the clip, it was a charity stream, and 100% of the donations to this goes to suicide prevention, which obviously is a cause that is near and dear to Zack Snyder's heart because that's how he lost his child. And before Zack Snyder even came on, they raised over $60,000. The Geeks and Gamers community raised over $60,000 to support this cause in the name of this man. And because that, it's a very touchy subject for people, but that's how he lost his daughter. And they were donating to that in mind of how, that cause, maybe it could help some people. Maybe it could help Zack Snyder's child. And so they did that all mindful of Zack, out of respect for Zack, for his family. And I understand that when you're in Hollywood, you need to say certain things. You need to say.
Would you have done that if the Snyder Cut was not coming out at all? This is not out of the goodness of your guys' hearts. Let's be honest here. This is nothing more than virtual signaling. If you truly were serious about this cause, you'd be doing it regardless if there was a cut coming out or not. This is not genuine. This is just virtual signaling nonsense.
Disavow, disassociate. And I understand that to an extent, but him coming on and saying, there's Geeks and Gamers, this is a part of Geeks and Gamers, which I think everyone was expecting that. But then tying it into a hate crime and saying, this isn't about.
honestly, I don't know how many times I have to repeat myself, but considering the hate violence that's been going on around this country since COVID, I think what he said was very valid, considering there's evidence all over the internet of people in your group saying racial slurs against Asian Americans and even saying things that could be considered hate speech. But unfortunately, YouTube or YouTube nor Twitter will do anything about it. Yeah.
About hate, which Geeks and Gamers isn't. That rubbed a lot.
Actually, it is about hate. Why are so many people that are associated with Geeks and Gamers, why are they all overwhelmingly white men? Where's the women? Why are people of color really, why do they not feel welcome in your guys' community? It is about hate. If it wasn't about hate, your audience wouldn't be full of white incelic men who make racial slurs against people of color and Asian people. It is about hate. I really wish you people were actually stop lying about what your group is and just owe up to it. But again, you're cowards.
A lot of people the wrong way, and a lot of people have been very vocal about that.
Oh, yes. Vocal about it. Oh, yes. Cry me a river, Anna. Weren't you the one that actually used the death of your own sister to shield yourself from criticism? Come on. You have no, business talking about, what you're talking about. We've got people using this as an excuse. You use your death of your sister's own excuse to actually shield yourself from criticism. So give me a break.
And, me personally, as an outsider looking in, I've, seen my friends, seen, people that I have, known for years now, see their hearts get broken from what it looks like. I haven't spoken to any of them, but watch.
Heart gets broken. Oh my God. What? Because their hero said something they don't like? Oh my God. Cry me a river. Seriously, give me the smileless violin, please. 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 A bunch of privileged people crying because their hero doesn't support them. Give me a fucking break. Seriously, excuse me if I have no sympathy for a bunch of privileged people, crying over nonsense that majority of the people of the world don't give a fuck about. America is falling apart as a country, and all you people care about is the stupid cultural war. So spare me if I actually, do not give a shit. And I'm going to apologize. I'm just going to say, kiss my ass.
Watching how happy, Ryan and Lethal Lightning were, Steph and Mara, how, their faces were lit up before Zack Snyder came on, and then how it was a complete 180, and the rest of it.
Yeah. It goes to show you how weak they are. If all it takes is a few comments for them to actually, lose face. I mean, this is pathetic. And considering the kind of group that you people are, I mean, there's overwhelming evidence that these people are bigots in the first place. So why should I care? These people have privilege in the first place. Who gives a shit if their hero said something against them? Give me a break. I mean, seriously, there's people who are struggling just to pay basic fucking necessities, and you people are crying over a celebrity not fucking, wanting to support you. This goes to show you just how weak and pathetic you really are. If you people were thrown into the real world, you had the internet taken from you, you would fucking commit suicide because you wouldn't know how to function. You're the stereotypical millennial.
My heart just broke for them because it was like, they say never meet your heroes, but just watching my friends and seeing that, and then also the association.
Oh my God, these people are so weak. They're crying over a celebrity not respecting them. This is so sad.
Of Geeks and Gamers to a hate group, which it's not. You can have any opinions you
It is a hate group, but I digress.
want about Jeremy or anyone on the team. He's my friend, but he drives me crazy sometimes. We've done it on air where me and Jeremy, we fundamentally disagree on things, and we will go at it screaming, but at the end of the day, he's still my friend, and I still
Doesn't seem that way to me. You guys talk the exact same way.
respect him. And but seeing these people's hearts break and seeing, someone that they respected just say, hey, you know what? Geeks and gamers know I don't believe in hate, even though
Cry me a river.
that hate raised over $60,000 for you before you even came on. A lot of people got rubbed.
Bill Gates is a terrible person, yet he donates to charity. Do you actually think Geeks and Gamers, just because he does a charity stream, you think it makes your group not a freaking racist cult? No. This is nothing but virtual signaling.
The wrong way, me included. I mean, my opinion really doesn't matter in this case, but it's extremely
If it didn't matter, you wouldn't have made this video.
infuriating. Now, honestly, again, you can have whatever problems you want with Geeks and Gamers and with Jeremy and with anyone on this panel. Me personally, the only reason I'm making this video is because
if you rank mid-size SUVs by
Oh my god. Holy shit, this is a lot to unpack. God, I feel like these videos are getting dumber. Oh my god. Holy shit. Now, I want to tell the people on the stream, refrain from sexist comments. As much as I don't like that Star Wars girl, I will not snoop to her level. That is true. Muslims would have better things to do with their time than to associate with the Fandom menace. And why would they? A lot of the Fandom menace are freaking... They're Islamophobic. All of them are. I mean, I'm surprised we haven't heard anything about killing Muslims yet. Then again, they probably already have done that. I shouldn't give them ideas because they probably will have already have done it. But again, give it time. They'll do the same for Muslims. Just give it time.
2 months.
is because the fact that they want to say it's hate when it's clearly not.
It clearly is a hate group, considering majority of the Fandom menace, the people in that group, a lot of them have said racial slurs and sexist slurs. Now, you could deny this all you want, but the evidence is all over social media. I don't think you actually give a shit, to be honest. I think that's why when you're confronted with accusations of racism, you deny it because you don't care. You really don't care. And you're not going to acknowledge it either, because if you acknowledge it, that only vindicates, what your critics say. So come on, I know what you're doing. There's no way you believe what you're saying. If you actually don't, then maybe I'm just giving you too much credit.
For those of you that don't know, my sister died. And
oh god, she's pulling this card. I called it. I knew she would do this. Oh yes, oh yeah, my sister died. So I'm just going to use that card to shield myself from criticism. Please, 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 please spare me the virtual signaling nonsense, Anna. Any freaking normal human being would see it for what it is. You're just trying to garner sympathy. I'm not buying it.
I haven't talked about it on air, really, because it's still hard. It's still fresh. So
yeah, you milked it for all it's worth. And you did nothing as the Fandom menace harassed your own sister who was grieving as well. So don't give me that nonsense. No, you don't get to act innocent. There's evidence of your followers harassing your own sister, and you didn't do anything. You didn't denounce your followers. So don't fucking try to pull that card, Anna. We all fucking know it. The evidence is well documented. Once you say something on the internet, it never goes away.
My sister died, and the entire internet and the entire community came together.
My mother died, and you don't see me, use my mother's death to shield myself from rightful criticism.
It helped me. If I had it my way, none of this would have been public. I was asked to use.
You could have actually made it, so nobody knows about it, but no, because you're such an attention whore, you have to have everybody, know what's going on, because again, you care about the attention and nothing else. If you really gave a shit about your sister, you would have kept everything private, but you don't have any values at all. You took advantage of an opportunity to actually gain sympathy and make some money along the way. So don't fucking give me that nonsense, Anna. we all can see through your bullshit. You're nothing more than virtual signaling to avoid criticisms. And what does this have to do with Zack Snyder?
Use my platform by a member of my family to try to help, try to help find my sister when she was missing. And of course, who did I look for help? I asked Jeremy, because Jeremy was my friend. Jeremy had a much larger platform than I did, and I didn't know what to do. I don't like asking for help, but I asked everyone for help. And the entire community came together to try to help me find my sister. I had never spoken to Jeremy from the quartering, but even Jeremy from the quartering helped and reached out. And, you know, really got everyone looking for her.
Yet you were using this as an opportunity to garner sympathy. Come on. Do you think we're fooled by your sob story? We all see it for what it is. You're doing nothing but shielding yourself from criticism, Anna. What happened to your sister was tragic, and she didn't deserve what happened to her to have happened to her. But that does not shield you from criticism. It doesn't. It really doesn't. And I still find it disgusting that you're still using this as an excuse to be a freaking terrible person. You'd figure the death of your sister would have changed your outlook on life, but it hasn't. You act the exact same way. I've recently lost my mother. And it's still fresh today. But I'm not going to use that to make people feel sorry for me or to shield myself from criticism. Oh my God, this is disgusting to me.
And then I got a phone call that changed my life. And after speaking with my family, I made the phone call and I called Jeremy and I said, hey, nobody knows yet, but my sister's gone. And if you could, because I'm not going to be able to, anything that happens on social media, do you mind handling it for me? Because I can't do it right now. And he said yes. And so Jeremy and Jesse had my back through all of it. And
yet you still actually threw your own sister who was grieving under the bus. Do you think we don't know about that? There's documentation all over social media, Anna. Once you do something online, you know, it's public for all time. Do you think any of us are fooled? I know your fanboys don't give a shit that you did that to your own sister, but we don't forget. I know what you did, and so does everybody else. You don't get to lie and act like you didn't actually do what I said you did to your own sister. You disgust me.
I didn't want to see anything that happened on social media. I didn't even know that. I didn't ask them to do this. You know, Jeremy and Siobhan, one of his team members, you know, they looked into how much funeral costs, and knowing the extent of what happens, they, you know, put this together for me and my family so that way we could have a celebration of life for my sister and take care of other, you know, bills that come with death, which, you know, me, I had no idea how expensive it is to die. And it was not something I was ever prepared for. So when it comes to this, when they say, oh yeah, Geeks and Gamers is hate, it's like, well, personally, they were there for me and my family in the hardest time of my life. My little sister died. And you can go look at this and go look at the GoFundMe, and, you know, it's from the Geeks and Gamers team. I'll never be able to repay Jeremy and the Geeks and Gamers team for what they did for me and my family. And I will always go to bat for them for what they did for me. And seeing, you know, big people in Hollywood say terrible things like that, it's like, do your fucking research.
Oh, please. Do you think Jeremy gave a shit about your sister? He did it as a publicity stunt. Are you really this naive? Jeremy doesn't give a fuck about you or his fans. If there's profit to be made, he's going to do it. Jeremy doesn't do things for free. If you actually believe that, then you are naive.
You know, when my sister was gone, when she was missing, the entire community came together and then supported, you know, that and did everything they could to help her. And then when terrible, terrible people were saying terrible, terrible things about me and about her online, guess who, you know, had my back? It was Geeks and Gamers. It was them. It was, you know, my friends from the Jack Show. It was Jesse. And, you know, the only thing I had ever asked for help for was looking for her. And
was this seriously, people? What does this video have to do with Zack Snyder? I'm really serious. I just feel like she's just using this to manipulate her audience, even those who are skeptical.
was for, you know, just when I was dealing with everything and the funeral arrangements and all of that, I asked, you know, can you just manage the social media? Any questions people have, can you just take care of that for me? I never asked them to defend me against the weirdos that came out and said terrible things about my sister, but they did. And that's, you know, when you really know who your true friends are.
Yeah, you didn't defend those, you know, your sister, your older sister that was harassed by Jesse Milestone and her fans and your fans. You really are going to actually pretend that didn't happen, Anna? I was there. I was banned from Twitter defending your sister. I guess context doesn't matter to you or the truth. You're just using your sister as a way to deflect any accusations of racism or, anything else thrown at Jeremy's way. Jeremy will throw you under the bus when it's no longer convenient to be associated with you, Anna. You actually think he cares? He doesn't. He's not your friend. And the very fact that you are defending this guy at the expense of everybody else, including your other sister that is probably still grieving to this day over what happened to your sister, says a lot about who you are as a person. You're disgusting. The fact that you actually would not even actually defend your sister when she was harassed on social media is basically tells me everything I need to know about you. You don't get to use your younger sister dying as a defense for your shitty behavior.
And even though I'm not, I'm not part of the Geeks and Gamers team, and there are reasons for that. Mainly, I don't like being on teams. I can't. When I saw this, and there's a lot of different opinions going on, that's just not something I've ever felt comfortable in. I don't feel comfortable being around large groups of people, especially when it's something that, I know that not everyone here would have my back. And I mean, it makes me uncomfortable being in large group settings. So yes, I'm not part of the team, but at the same time, I support them in everything that they have done.
You're probably not on their team because they probably don't want you there. They want you as the token because they view you as nothing more than a tool to be used and disregarded when it's inconvenient. You're nothing but a tool, Anna, and you can't see it. I almost feel sorry for you, and I say almost, but I can't forget what you did to your other sister almost 2 years ago at this point. So because of that, of what happened with her, I don't feel bad for you.
If they're not a hate group, if anything, they're the exact opposite. And seeing so many people that I care about completely defeated and broken.
Oh yes, defeated and broken. What's the worst that happened to these people besides their hero, not liking them? Nothing. They still are able to make videos. They still are able to do what they've always done since they've been on this website. Nothing has changed for them. Give me a break, Anna. Spare me the virtual signaling and the crocodile tears. Most of this video was nothing more than you trying to make your audience feel sorry for you, especially those who hate you, because you always pull that card with your sister. If you truly gave a two shit about your sister, you wouldn't even bring her up constantly to deflect criticism. You don't see me do that with my own mother. And I don't bring up my mother dying very often because I feel like it's not necessary. My mother died. And it doesn't get any easier. But I don't act like a piece of shit like you do in order to gather sympathy because I don't like people feeling sorry for me. If I want support, I want genuine support. I don't want to use a tragedy for my own gain because that's wrong. You obviously, your parents probably never taught you moral values at all. Or if they did, holy shit. Don't come to me and tell me or any of the people that can't stand you, that despise you, that the people you associate with aren't awful people. They are. And so are you. I'd almost feel sorry for you if you actually didn't let these people attack your other sister on social media.
That infuriates me. What Zack Snyder did and the way that he phrased it was terrible. And you would think
he treated you people with kids' gloves. Give me a break. If Zack Snyder really wanted to go hard on you guys, he would have freaking made you guys cry harder. Keep crying that your hero isn't exactly who he thought he was. Who the fuck do you think people in Hollywood are? Do you think that they're fucking heroes? No. They're nothing like you would think they are. And the fact that you actually are surprised goes to show you how naive you people really are.
Somebody with that much experience in Hollywood would know how to do that more eloquently. It seemed very passive aggressive for what it was.
He lost one of his own children to suicide, and one of his children was Asian, like he mentioned. And there was a mass shooting that happened recently, which you completely leave out. And him saying there's no room for hate, he was not out of line saying that. You know what's out of line? Talking about shooting Chinese people like Zack Snyder did. Not Zack Snyder, Evan V. Skyver did. And the people in the stream joking about it. That is out of line. Not doing what Zack Snyder did. He was completely in the right to do that. Then again, I'm not a fan of Zack Snyder, but I think he was in the right to say that.
But I just wanted to talk about this and to just say my 2 cents and say my piece on it. And you can come up with whatever conclusion that you want in the comment section below. But as somebody,
okay, I think I've heard enough. You sound like a battered housewife. I mean, seriously, Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers, these people that defend him, I almost feel bad for them. But considering how they're all awful, as human beings, I really don't feel bad for them. Considering they defend such reprehensible behavior, and they actually took part in that kind of behavior. The fact that Anna threw her own sister under the bus, when she was harassed by Jesse Milestone and her fans, it's like, no, any sympathy, I might have had for you was gone in that instant. I feel nothing for you. And honestly, I don't wish anything good for you. Piss off. You're nothing but the stereotypical millennial that likes to bitch about everything. And that's all you ever will be. God damn it. What the? Okay, I'm not doing this guy. I'm not doing him. No, that's not. Hold on. Where's the quartering? Sorry, people. Jeez, god damn it. Okay, War on Nerds material. Yeah, I do have the quartering. All right, this. Oh boy, the quartering. Oh man, we're doing the quarter pounder next. But before we do that, I gotta read some comments. See, I'm gonna take a look at comments here. Jeez, I'm surprised this video hasn't is as long as it is. Oh god. Sorry. Oh no, don't end that. Don't end. Okay, sorry. Sorry, people. I'm just looking through the comments. Yes, he is. I'm just sorry, people. I'm just looking through all these comments. It's like, Jesus. I just can't help but be disgusted. Honestly, that video with that Star Wars girl, she just sounds like a battered housewife. I mean, damage controlling for somebody that freaking would never do the same for her. Yeah, they are. Yes, he will. Let's see. Oh, it'd be good. It'd be a show of the good guys being not the G.I. Joe. That'd be interesting. Well, I'm not going to call her that because considering, I'm not going to use that. Let's see. Sorry, people. I'm just looking at comments, trying to keep up with them. There's so many comments. Her family is ashamed of her because she's a privileged millennial loser on the internet. Honestly, it's funny how Anna, that Star Wars girl, loves to shit on millennials, yet she acts like the stereotypical millennial. In fact, all these people, with the exception of Geeks and Gamers, are the stereotypical millennial. Geeks and Gamers is Gen X. Oh, God. I'm just... Okay. Okay. No. Oh yeah, I know. The Review Deck USA is garbage. I don't know why anyone following that guy. All right, guys. Are you ready for the quarter pounder? Are you ready for the grand finale? Let's begin with this. Oh shit. Oh yeah.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy from the Quartering, and I want to break down exactly what happened in this live stream fail in essence.
Fail. You're right about that. Zack Snyder made you all look like a bunch of cucks.
Zack Snyder and the Geeks and Gamers crew. I was initially reacting in real time on Twitter last night. I have since had a very wonderful phone call with Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, and as far as I can tell, and he'll probably be able to confirm this, we're on the same page, 100% on the same page here. And for those that are wondering what happened, I'll recap it for you. But what the most important thing here is that the Geeks and Gamers crew raised nearly 80,000, maybe it's more than 80,000 now, dollars for charity last night. This is more money than I've ever raised for anything, pretty sure. Maybe the Kenosha Game Store. But regardless, that is like just a few weeks after raising nearly 50,000 for a charity that Gina Carano represents or suggested. So before all the unpleasantness, just a massive
unpleasantness. Zack Snyder treated you people with kid gloves. How many times must I repeat myself in this stream? Kid gloves. He treated you people with kid gloves. I mean, seriously, you're really gonna like cry? I mean, Jesus, you guys are such cucks.
Shout out to the Geeks and Gamers fandom, really. Jeremy over at Geeks and Gamers, people like Ryan, Gary Buechler. I don't think he's Geeks and Gamers, but he's adjacent. They've done some amazing good things, and the fandom menace and the fans in that circle, truly responsible for some just awesome stuff. And I also want to say to Jeremy specifically, I respect and appreciate your work in the community, and I genuinely am so impressed by what you built and your leadership on your team during what I'm sure was a super complicated gauntlet of emotions.
You serious? Oh my god.
Now, what happened? Well, yesterday there was a live stream charity event which had a lot of big names. You had Tyrone Magnus on there. I think I saw another Hollywood. Was Joe Manganiello on there or some guy that looked like him? I don't know. And of course, Zack Snyder. They're raising money for a charity that is very close to Zack Snyder's heart. Self-deletion prevention. Obviously, he had a stepdaughter or a daughter. Go through this.
What the fuck? He had a daughter, you dumb motherfucker. Do you not know what happened? Oh my god, you fucking dumb fat motherfucker. He had a daughter. She committed suicide. This was freaking well-known news in 2017. God, this fucking, he's not called a quarter pounder for a reason. His brain's probably fucking being crushed by a quarter pounder. Who fucking knows? This guy's an idiot. I mean, seriously, this is basic internet knowledge. If you've been paying attention to what's going on in the geek world. Fuck. Yeah. What a moron. He got basic facts wrong.
And this is exactly why the Snyder Cut even exists. When he came on the stream, it was a jarring moment where he basically said, hey, I'm not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers. And also, I'm going to make a weird virtue signal-y comment about everything that happened today. He's talking about what happened in Atlanta, right? It was clumsy.
I know where this is going.
And without the pause in between, I understand why people believed that maybe he was, associating Geeks and Gamers with the bad things that happened or hate. I don't.
Considering the fact that you guys push freaking racist rhetoric on social media, and there's no way Zack Snyder doesn't know about that, I think what he said was valid. It truly was valid. And if anybody worth their salt, they want to keep their internet careers. I'm not internet careers. Their careers in Hollywood. They're not going to be associated with a white power group because that's what you people are. Then again, quartering. I do recall you defended Hitler on multiple occasions on Twitter. Don't think we haven't forgotten.
Believe that that's true. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers does not believe that that's true. After I spoke to him today, we agree that it was a very sloppy statement, but there's a lot more to the story that people on the outside aren't aware of that I'm going to talk to you about. So here's the actual moment, right? What happens is Uche Nawari is on the Geeks and Gamers crew. You may recognize him as he's basically a quartering reply guy who's like a far leftist.
Far leftist. Proof?
He's always in my mentions whining about something. He hypes up Zack Snyder. And in fact, they call him the leader of their movement, which is weird and probably put Zack in a defensive position right away. But here, I'm going to show you the actual moment.
The only Zack.
There he is.
Now, this is a huge get for any YouTuber. All right. Now I get it. It's Hollywood. Who cares? Right. A lot of people saying, yeah, oh, who cares? Hollywood. They all hate you. Right. Fine. Okay, fine. You can be blackpilled, but I can sit here and I can appreciate what happened here. Essentially, because Uche is a former NFL player and has that cachet, even though he's not a big content creator, he was able to get connected with Zack and organize this. What happened in the coming weeks and months is because it was slightly attached to Geeks and Gamers, Zack Snyder started getting all the typical emails. Oh, they're a far right group, which is hilarious because obviously Uche Nawari works for Geeks and Gamers and he's a far leftist. Okay,
far leftist. That's really. You guys are far right. I mean, you defended the Nazis on Twitter, dude, and you're going to claim you're not far right? You think every single fucking thing that's on the left of you, even if the people are right wing, are freaking fucking far left. And I doubt this guy you're talking about is a far leftist. He's probably a liberal. Do you even know what a leftist is? Quarter pounder? No, you don't. You don't.
But you can imagine the kind of type of emails he's getting. Warner Brothers themselves was so afraid of Geeks and Gamers that they made Zack Snyder say what he's.
Oh, yes. By the way, where's the evidence for this? I doubt they're afraid of Geeks and Gamers. I mean, considering he fucking supports their movies. I mean, Geeks and Gamers has the audience of, I don't know, fucking hundreds of thousands of people. And if you really divide his audience, it's not as big as you would think. Because Geeks and Gamers' audience is pretty much the same as freaking Envy Skyver, the Quarter Pounder, and all these other far-right YouTubers. So if you really divide what the real audience for Geeks and Gamers is, it's probably in the tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands. They're not as big as you think they are. Because most people who sub to a YouTube channel, most of them only watch one video of theirs, and that's it. If you just look at the comment sections in their videos, they're all the same. Honestly, Hollywood isn't afraid of Geeks and Gamers. You guys, what do? Whine and complain on the internet. You actually think Hollywood's afraid of that? Maybe if you guys produce your own content that rivals Hollywood, maybe they would be afraid of you. But they're not afraid of you. You're nothing but losers. And Hollywood looks at you as nothing more than a king without an army. Because that's exactly what you are.
He's about to say.
What's up, man?
Hey guys, how you doing? How's everybody doing?
Good.
Just a quick thing before we get started. I know that on our donation page, we still have the Geeks and Gamers logo. I just want to say that we talked about this, and we're really not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers as far as I'm concerned.
So this, I'm sure, was a huge gut punch to the.
Okay, before I get to the moment of truth, I got to keep up with the comments. With Zack, oh yeah. Speaking of which, for those who don't know, the quartering got banned from freaking Magic the Gathering for sexual harassment. No joke. He got banned from Magic the Gathering. How do you get banned from that? You'll believe a brain devolve. Oh my god. Oh yeah, by the way, he also defended Lolly. So take that as you will. Him basically defending pedophilia. Yeah, I'm just going through the comments, people. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, people. We know where this is going to go. And I'm surprised these people are being honest enough to show the full clip and not edit parts of it out to, make it look like it's not the thing that everybody else is saying it is.
The Geeks and Gamers fandom, all the Geeks and Gamers staff on screen. You have, RK Ryan Cannell on there, who's a big Snyder Cut guy. Essentially, I 100% understand why, if I'm on Geeks and Gamers staff or I'm a fan of their channel, I just feel absolutely gutted right there. Especially,
oh, poor babies. Oh, poor middle class privileged babies. They freaking get cucked by their hero Zack Snyder. Give me a fucking break. Nobody cares. Everybody is laughing at you. Don't you get it? People all over social media are laughing at you. The only people that fucking you could claim in your echo chamber that, oh, no, it's not true. We're not being laughed at. Yeah, deny it all you want. You're a fucking joke. And if Zack Snyder treating you with kid gloves is freaking enough to trigger you, imagine if someone were aggressive. You're a fucking punk. That's all you people are. You're punks.
Especially because I think they were at like $50,000 already at this point. So they had a right to recoil from that statement.
Just like he had a right to say what he said. Are you for freedom of speech?
However, the fact of the matter is Zack Snyder does not make that statement if the website doesn't at this moment still currently say Geeks and Gamers. This is something that was agreed on beforehand, right? Warner.
I highly doubt that.
Brothers, if you want to be mad at anybody, it's Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers told Zack Snyder that he really can't be associated with Geeks and Gamers. And if you remove your emotion from it, you know why. They're a channel that covers similar things as I do. We roast Hollywood. Of course, Warner Brothers wouldn't want to be associated with a channel that roast.
Oh, yes. Roasting Hollywood. Yes. By paying to see their movies. Oh, yes. That's roasting Hollywood. Oh, yes. I'm sticking it to the man by supporting the man. God, you people are fucking wimpy. Such wimp tier nonsense.
Roasts them. All right. So what happened was they didn't get it removed in time from the website, and this was creating a legal issue. Also understand that in the hour leading up, Zack Snyder was like an hour late because all of this crap was going on. Like he was getting emails from Warner Brothers or from all sorts of people saying like, hey, this is a legal issue.
Where's your evidence for this? I have yet to see evidence. Show me the evidence.
We can't be so like, I understand why people felt gutted by this, but he had to say that. Okay. And I think most people reacting to it like today would agree with that. All right.
The damage control. I don't even know which is funnier. Jeremy of the Quartering or Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers. They're fucking lying. They're damage controlling just to reassure your audience. I know you've been cucked by Zack Snyder, your Lord and Savior, but don't worry. He doesn't actually mean this. Yeah, right.
The real problem is I don't think anyone looking at this objectively. Look, I 100% believe he doesn't say that if they had gotten it removed from the website in time. It was still on the website at the time of this, and Geeks and Gamers knew days or weeks in advance that they couldn't co-brand this. And they were fine with that, by the way. In my conversations with Jeremy, he knew, and he was 100% fine because he's a good dude, and all he cared about was raising some money. That's why he wasn't on the live stream. He didn't want to distract from the goal, from the cause. Okay. And I have immense respect for Jeremy for that. I don't know if I could keep myself off the screen like he did, but nonetheless, that's why he had to say it. I understand why Geeks and Gamers fans felt like a gut punched there. And I would understand if they wanted to rescind their donations, 100% in their right. But I don't think that was I don't think he says that if they hadn't had the branding removed, which everyone agreed to do weeks ago. Okay. The problem really happens is when in the same breath, you can see he's clearly reading something. He then says this.
And I really just want to make that clear. And I also want to just say, in light of recent events, I think we really, if Justice League teaches.
That doesn't look like he's reading something. You're just imagining things.
Anything, it's about coming together, and there's no room for hate. And I just think that it's important. It's an important message. And of course, it's, you know, as the father of the Asian children, it really hits close to home for me. And I just, you know, I just really want to put that out there that we all, you know, there's no room for hate. And that's just what it's about.
Okay. So then he makes a generic statement about everything that had happened earlier that day. You saw the Hollywood narrative that this was motivated by people, Asian people. And so he makes that, right? What people took this as, which I just never saw it this way, was he was calling Geeks and Gamers a hate group.
That's what it looked like to me.
I don't believe that's what he was doing at all. The problem is he had to say these two things, and he said them too closely together. Just ask yourself this: if Zack Snyder really believed that, do you think he would have shown up on this live stream? Of course not. I know for a fact that, you know, people tried to explain to Zack about internet culture and stuff like that, and he was unfazed. So he knew what he was getting into. And the problem is, because he said these two things so quickly in succession, there was a group of people that felt like, oh my God, he's calling Geeks and Gamers a hate group. That's not even close. That's just, I reject that as even a possibility.
That's exactly what he was. What you're doing is just coping with the fact that Zack Snyder doesn't want to be associated with you guys. I mean, come on. I mean, young Ritha understood what's going on. That guy is smarter than you, and that's saying something coming from a failed freaking metal guy. Come on. He knows what's up. You're just desperate at damage controlling for your audience that were completely made fools of live. Come on. Man up and just admit that you're wrong.
What this is a sloppy PR statement and then a virtue signal, both of which I am sure he was told to say. Look, and I get it.
That didn't look rehearsed to me. That looked genuine. Then again, I don't think a socially awkward person like you understands how fucking human beings work and how they talk. That sounded pretty genuine to me. And I've been around a lot more people than you. I can guarantee you on that. And you're really going to tell me? Then again, you always will say that if it's something you disagree with. And speaking of virtual signaling, isn't that what Jeremy does all the damn time when when it comes to streaming, you know, for charities? I can't think of anything more virtual signaling than that. When Jeremy brings up, you know, the good things that he's done, that's virtual signaling. So who the hell are you to talk about virtual signaling when your hero does the same thing you accuse Zack Snyder of doing? I see nothing but hypocrisy.
There are some people out there that would simply say Zack shouldn't have said any of that stuff and he should have just stuck it to the man. Okay, but like, can we just live in reality here? I mean, I don't care. I hate Hollywood as much as the next guy. So let's not get that twisted. All right. But I don't want to act like them. Okay. Look at this. Last night you had like this clown here. Zack Snyder denounced the hateful, toxic fandom group, Geeks and Gamers, with 2 of their fan members on their Zoom charity event. I don't. And I know this guy follows me or has responded on my tweets, I think. And then you have this dude coming in, like another journalist. Look at all this crap. You know, this, and like, here's a guy from Slashfilm. Please tell me you're writing an article about this. Zack Snyder did not call Geeks and Gamers a hate group. You see what the SJW type.
He actually did. Just because, honestly, he did it indirectly.
They're doing, right? Let's
SJW. Isn't that what you're acting like right now?
Not act the same. That's all I'm asking.
You are acting the exact same thing you actually accuse SJWs of acting. Don't you see the irony? My God, these people, they cannot see in that they act exactly the same as the people that they hate. It's fucking hilarious just how, you know, hypocritical these people are. Let's see. Okay, there's no interesting new comments. Let's continue.
I ask you to look at the context of the statement and accept the possibility that maybe he should have put a 5-second pause between those 2 sentences. Let's not ascribe malice with which can be best described as, you know, a screw up or something like that. I don't believe he would have said anything about Geeks and Gamers had they have removed it from the website at this point. And this
is going conspiracy theory territory here. The simple thing, you know, the simple answer is Zack Snyder wanted to give his own 2 cents about what was going on, and he didn't want his name dragged with Geeks and Gamers. Nothing more, nothing less. This is just conspiracy theories justifying what happened to cling to the false hope that Zack Snyder is still your guy. No, the simple answer is the most likely answer. Zack Snyder didn't want to be associated with you people. That's why he said what he said. Could he have said it better? Possibly, but that's irrelevant, honestly, to what's going on here. Zack Snyder said what he wanted to say and left it at that. You people are just grasping at straws. The simple answer is usually the correct one. And Zack Snyder simply said what he actually truly felt. And in recent events with the tragedy that happened with the most recent mass shooting, as of this recording anyway, it would make sense that he would say something like that. That didn't sound rehearsed. This is just desperation to make you look better than you actually are. You are a clown. And you're just grasping at straws. You're desperate. Because your group was made out to be a complete fucking fools. And he treated you guys with kid gloves. Anybody else that was aggressive that would have said the same thing would have made you guys cry. This stream with Zack Snyder just proved how weak the Fandom menace is in terms, mentally, you people are weak. And you always will be weak. Because only weak-ass men, and I'm using that, only weak-ass men care about the cultural war. Everybody else doesn't care. You guys are a bunch of fucking weirdos.
Something that people I've talked to within the company also agree with. I think that this is essentially being co-opted now by people that want to turn this into, look at this. This is exactly what I was talking about on Twitter last night. Justice League director Zack Snyder attacks his fans, implies they are part of a hate group. That is absolutely untrue. I'll play it in succession, okay? Or in, uncut, right? Or on I won't stop it because it does sound bad with no pause, but that's just not what he's doing here. Okay. Hold on a sec.
Here. Just a quick thing before we get started. I know that on our donation page, we still have the Geeks and Gamers logo. I just want to say that I really, we talked about this and, we're really not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers as far as I'm concerned. And I really just want to make that clear. And I also want to just say, in light of recent events, I think we really, if Justice League teaches us anything, it's about coming together and there's no room for hate. And I just think that it's important. It's an important message. And of course, as the father of the Asian children, it really.
So when you play it like back to back, and
this doesn't help your case, Quartering. It doesn't help your case. Honestly, if anything, it makes you look even dumber. This is not an argument. What is this supposed to be? I mean, seriously, you actually think this is going to convince people that have been paying attention that he wasn't implying that you guys are a hate group? He was clear in his language. You're grasping at straws. And that's exactly what you're doing. And before I move on with the video, I'm going to read some comments. This is nothing more than conspiracy theory fucking territory here. I'm actually surprised this stream lasted as long as it did. Let's go see any new comments. I don't think so. I don't think the quarter pounder, does anything outside of the fucking internet. Oh God. Holy shit. Yes, he did call him a hate group. He didn't actually say they were. He did it indirectly. But these people don't understand how the fucking English language works. There's more than one way you could say something and mean the same thing. Yeah, he is the ultimate SJW. Yeah, well, hold on. Sorry, people. If I ignore some of your comments, I'm looking for ones that are the most relevant to this video. Because I don't know how much longer I'll be able to stream. Because I don't want my internet crapping out on me. So if I ignore some of your comments, it's because it doesn't have anything to do with the video. It's nothing personal. Let's see. I'm just looking. Okay. So sorry guys, it's just okay, I'm caught up. It's just I don't want to, because if I address every comment, I won't be able to finish the the video, and I'll fall behind in other comments. And considering how my audience is dwindling, which I'm actually surprised this stream is lasting as long as it has, it's almost time for this video to come to an end. Due to the fact that I don't want to disrupt B-level stream on Ewoks Unhinged with something like this. So I'm going to finish this video. Hopefully there's more interesting stuff I could actually debunk, or let's see.
I can understand why you might take it that way, but it's just not true.
It clearly was. Do you not know how the English language work, you dumb motherfucker? Just because you don't say something as a hate group when you're speaking to a group of people, when you say there's no room to hate, that is very fucking clear that he was talking about them being a hate group and you people being a hate group. He was very clear. And the more you play the clip, the more that it makes you guys, it doesn't help you at all. In fact, you know what? I'm going to play it one more time. And I really am. I'm going to play it one more time because it seems like you people, just don't know, how things work. The English language. If you actually think that you have to say something directly in somebody's face in order to understand what they actually mean, then you know what? I think it's time that I play this gem one more time. Sorry, people, but we're going to play that clip again because I got to prove a point. And I'm going to do it at the normal speed. So let's do this. I'm doing this again. All right. First, I got to make sure it's on the normal speed. Okay, good. And okay. All right, people, listen to the words because what Quarter Pounder says doesn't help his case at all.
Just a quick thing before we get started. I know that on our donation page, we still have the Geeks and Gamers logo. I just want to say that I really, we talked about this, and we're really not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers as far as I'm concerned, and I really just want to make that clear. And I also want to just say, in light of recent events, I think we really, if Justice League teaches us anything, it's about coming together, and there's no room for hate. And I just think that it's important. It's an important message, and of course, as the father of the Asian children, it really hits close to home for me. And I just really want to put that out there that we all, there's no room for hate.
Okay. Do these motherfuckers not understand the English language? Zack Snyder was pretty clear what he said. It was as clear as day. He was referring to them as a hate group. Just because he didn't use the word hate group doesn't mean it wasn't a hate group that he's talking about. And I think the idea is absurd that they cannot be a hate group because he didn't say they weren't a hate group. No, that's ridiculous. That's nonsense. If they weren't a hate group, he would not have to use those words. There is no room for hate. And I'm just going to give myself a moment. Give myself a moment. I will resume this shortly. All right. Sorry, people. I was just looking for if I can fit one more video. Unfortunately, our favorite, discount Power Rangers villain hasn't done anything on this controversy. He might do it in the future. Who knows? I'm just going to address a few comments. See if they're assuming it's related. Yeah, they are a hate group. Now, let's see what this guy has to say, the quarter pounder.
And
hold on, actually, first, people, I gotta make sure that there's sound, because the last thing I want is for no sound to appear in the video. Okay, good. They aren't. Honestly, Zack Snyder, I think if he had someone else to write the script and him do the directing, you'd have something incredible with Zack. If you only had Zack Snyder direct and not have him write anything. But that's a comment for another. But that's a topic for another time. Oh God, please do not. I really hope. Okay, I hope to God, the internet doesn't fuck up on me because I'm at the end of this stream. Okay, let's play this.
This is getting spun up by a few content creators, including an article like this, that's painting Zack Snyder in the worst possible light. All right.
Worst possible light? Zack Snyder is fucking based as fuck. This is not painting him in a bad light. Well, maybe they are, because they have an agenda, because your group can't function unless somebody is your enemy. If it isn't Kathleen Kennedy or whatever fucking boogeyman that you fucking pull out of your ass, it's somebody else. I mean, this is exactly what your group is. The Fandom Menace constantly invents enemies. Why do you think you guys are called the Fandom Menace? You guys would not exist if you didn't constantly have to invent new enemies. Because that's all you guys do to keep your fucking shit going. Come on. You're not fooling anyone.
Fine. I don't care. A Hollywood person never comes back on YouTube again. I don't care. All right. I stand with Geeks and Gamers.
You seem to care. Otherwise, you would never have done this video.
And my fellow YouTube creators. But he didn't attack them. All right. The whole reason they had this special thumbnail for the live stream is because
You're right. He wasn't attacking them. He fucking annihilated them. He didn't even have to freaking throw a signal punch. So you're right. He didn't attack them. He annihilated them. He made them all look like cucks.
They had agreed to not have the Geeks and Gamers logo there. Okay, it was super unfortunate the way he worded it. But I'm sure he just wanted to get on with it, right? Let's get into why I'm actually here. Let me say the stupid legalese thing that I have to say. And
that didn't sound like it was rehearsed. You're just making shit up. This is conspiracy theories.
Let me get on with it. There were people saying, oh, it was just clear from his body language that Zack Snyder didn't want to be there and he hated you guys. That is absolute manure. If anything, he was probably annoyed that he had to say the stupid legal thing. And he was probably annoyed because they said they were going to take it off the website and they hadn't done it yet. And I don't think that was like a nefarious thing.
It was made fucking ads.
Roland seemed very...
I didn't want this stuff. Yes, there are like these toxic people that don't like the Snyderverse, but Zack Snyder did not attack.
Okay, whatever.
His fans. He did not imply they were a part of it.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He would not have said there's no room for hate. And the way he was talking, you probably don't know how human fucking emotions work, pal. He sounded like, he was very upset about what recently happened. I don't know. I don't think you understand how humans, work in terms of their body language or tone of voice. He didn't sound like he was faking any of this. He actually meant everything. And honestly, you're just looking for an excuse to be a Zack Snyder fan. And you don't want, and you're reluctant to jump on the bandwagon like everybody else is. But it's not going to work. I'm calling it. Give this guy a few weeks. He'll be on the anti-Zack Snyder bandwagon. Just mark my words. He'll do it.
This is trash. I guarantee Zach was very happy to be there. This is a cause that he cares about. And if he really thought that they were part of a hate group, he wouldn't have been there.
That's not true. Honestly, that's totally not true. He said his piece, so the record is set straight, so people aren't using his name, to drag, I don't think Zack Snyder wanted this group to use his name, to attack somebody else. He didn't want. I think that's the real reason he went on the stream. I can't speak for Zack Snyder. I can't read his mind, but it would make sense. He said the things he said because he doesn't want your group to use him as a way to tear down other colleagues that he possibly works with. Just saying. The simple answers are usually the ones that are usually correct, not this made-up conspiracy theory nonsense, grasping at straws because you can't accept the fact that your hero was never your friend.
This is the biggest nothing burger ever, and it's taking away from the fact that the Geeks and Gamers crew raised almost $130,000 for charity in the Fandom Menace and their viewers, and that is the important takeaway. You want to continue?
Nothing virtual signaling much. This is nothing more than virtual signaling. Talking about charity, please. Anybody can do charity. You don't have to brag about it constantly, which like you guys love to do. If you guys were truly serious about charity, you wouldn't be bragging about it.
You hating Hollywood? I'm not standing in your way. I'll stand shoulder to shoulder with you. But let's look at things objectively is all I'm asking. I'm so proud of the Geeks and Gamers crew. I'm proud of the viewership that I know we share that put their...
What a fucking cuck. Seriously, bending over backwards. I mean, seriously, the only person that actually had that, I hate to say this, Young Ripa probably was the least cucky of all of these people. I mean, you people are fucking, you guys are a joke. Seriously? Young Ripa told people how, things of how they were. Jeremy was bending over backwards. That Star Wars girl was like a battered housewife, was bending over backwards. And you are bending over backwards, borderline conspiracy theories to justify, your love for Zack Snyder. This is ridiculous.
Hard-earned money up for a good cause, and that should be the takeaway here. This is a huge win for the Geeks and Gamers in the fandom, and I'm happy for you.
Keep telling yourself that. In fact, I think I'm gonna stop here because there's nothing more to say. My God, seriously. The Fandom Menace did not exist when Zack Snyder's daughter died. So we can't say they did that. They did not exist back then. Yeah, there was somebody that did that. Yeah. Oh, shit. Anyway. I think I've said everything I wanted to say. I appreciate everyone watching this, stream. This was a lot of fun. It was hilarious seeing, these people damage control for Zack Snyder, basically roasting them live, basically cucking them live. And yeah, I never thought I would say this, but Young Ripa was a fucking Chad compared to these people. And that's saying something. It's funny. I actually began the stream, which I thought would be the worst of the damage control, but instead I ended the stream with the worst, and that was the quartering. Oh my God. This stream was epic. I will not lie. These people are sad. it's funny to see them scramble and damage control for, for Zack Snyder, making them look like complete fools. And I don't have much more to say. I wish I could do I wish Doomcock would have made a video on this. At least it would have been entertaining, tearing him apart. But I guess, well, I might have another opportunity to tear down Doomcock. Anyway, guys, this is Darcenovia, over and out. The Fandom Menace, keep crying like little bitches. You're right-wing losers. You do nothing but complain, and you act like the stereotypical millennial. Anyway, for everyone else, I wish you nothing but good things. Stay safe. Don't be an asshole, and see you guys next time with another video. Later.